I know we're Facebook Live, everybody's been waiting for us. We have some technical difficulties that we were trying to work out, and that's why I told everybody between 6 and 6:15. Nevertheless, today's topic, very important. I know everybody's concerned with the housing market. What better way that the idea that we came up with at Air Real Estate,
Why is that
that
on the Sunday?
us as the licensed professionals, we are actually going to tell you exactly how the market is. Okay? So I don't want you to hear it from news. Now I know everybody don't believe the news, that news or this news or that administration, this administration, blue, red, doesn't matter. You're going to hear from the licensed professionals. We're not going to put our license on the line and lie to the public. We're going to give you honest to God truth. Okay? Yeah, maybe we can get some we might get some backlash from it. It doesn't matter. Our job is to protect the public, and that's definitely what we're doing. So, right now, I'm about to call Sal Lopez, a great attorney that we are familiar with. Let me get him on the line. He's expecting our call. Hang on, guys, real quick. Let's get him involved with us. Hey, Sal.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're Facebook Live, as I mentioned, at 6 o'clock. We had a little technical difficulties we were working out, but we got them all worked out. Once again, we're streaming this. We're on a nice app, and throughout the creativity of a lot of our younger realtors, we've made this possible. So
awesome.
So trust me, there's iPads, computers, there's other apps involved into making this happen. So before I forget, I want to tell everybody up front, I want to thank Jessica Andrade for her creative genius of bringing all this together, and everybody else in the background. Maritza's here also. That they're working hard for this to be possible. So let me get straight to the point, Sal. Everybody's concerned with the market. There's rumors, uncle's saying one thing, the cousin said this, my coworker said that. The news is saying one thing and they say another. The administration, I'm not saying which administration, but everybody is not giving the right information. And we have come up with a great idea that we, as a licensed professional, it's our duty to protect the public, of course. That's what our licensing is for, and that was the oath we took, and that is what we're going to do. I am taking it upon myself with your assistance and a lot of the other attorneys and everybody else that have helped us, that we are going to bring the truth to the people out there. So, few questions, very simple. Sal, the market has changed, obviously. What have you done to change with it? What have you implemented to make sure that you represent the clients and you deal the knickknacks with the title companies and the realtors, of course?
Let me tell you a little bit about myself. You know me, Tony. People out there don't know me, so let me introduce myself first. My credentials. So my name is Sal Lopez. My firm is Lopez and Affiliates. I've been practicing law for 22 years now. So I've seen everything. I've seen when the market was up and crazy. I saw 2008 when it bottomed down. I saw the country recover from that. I saw the market get well again. And I want to talk a little bit about what I see the market right now. Because everyone sees an activity on TV about the coronavirus and everything. But I've been very, very busy still. I've been receiving contracts. I just got 3 yesterday. So I've been very, very busy. And there's a lot of good things, positive things about the market. First, rates are low. There's great rates. So if you're a buyer, it's excellent right now because there's low rates. Second, if you're a seller, it's excellent as well because supply is low. So it's good for the buyer and it's good for the seller right now. So this is not a time to get scared and run away from the market. The market's really good right now. And I also want to say the economy hasn't crashed. This is not 2008 where the economy crashed. There is a hold, but I'll tell you, whether you're Republican or Democrat, and whether it's this person's fault that we didn't react or that person's fault that we didn't react, right now the government has reacted quickly with their stimulus package and so forth. So this is just a pause. This is all going back to normal when this is all over. and the market's going to move forward because people need places to live. You know, so people need to sell, people go to schools, work, jobs, things like that. So, and we also have a new generation. We have a new generation, right?
Right.
I'm like in the middle between the old generation and the new generation. But it's impressive because when I first started practicing law, I still had to use a typewriter for some stuff.
Right.
Nowadays, you can do a loan application online. You don't have to see them, right? Now the realtors are way more savvy. Like you said this up, right? And the younger realtors know what to do, 1, 2, 3. And there's also virtual showings. So a lot of people, and I'll tell you the other thing about the new generation, they feel comfortable doing this. The older generation didn't feel comfortable. I think they actually prefer this. So the market is, for me, is moving really good.
Perfect. So that's one thing I wanted to point out and bring to people's attention. So our lives have changed, and we have to be careful, and we're all thinking safety, and we're definitely concerned with the safety of our family and everything else. But I think we've all implemented measures to protect the public. First things first, I don't care what administration, Republican, Democratic, red, blue, race, creed, color, whatever, it doesn't matter. Right now, we are all working as a team. Our job as Americans, everybody wants to talk about America first, then act like it. Then show me. Show me, because don't complain if somebody kneels, and then again, you're not doing anything for the country, you're not helping your neighbor. So I feel me helping my neighbor, I'm taking extra measures. I have done a lot of stuff to continue
I think
to
we lost them.
help everybody out, and we lost Sal right quick, but Sal, we got you back.
I got back.
All right, so
Yeah,
no
dude.
problem. So as I was saying is that we have to be responsible, and we have to help each other. This is our country. I don't care who's the politician. So we are being responsible. We want to bring you the truth about the current house market. I myself, I was having a great year. You know, between January and February, my business had tripled. And right now, I'm going to tell you honestly, I am doing the same that I did last year at this time. So, no, I'm not doing the deals I expected to, but nicely, I'm doing 4 deals this month. That's still great. I have 4 people that are currently looking for houses. They're already pre-approved, and I actually have 2 people that are going to put their property up for sale, and I have 2 listings already. So to me, the market is not at zero, and it's not bad. The market continues to flow. I wanted to give that information because everybody's jumping the gun, and we need to stop that. We are responsible for our country. We are responsible for our own economy. If you don't spend, if you don't buy, it's going to be a problem. So
This is actually an opportunity now to start preparing and prep your home if you want to sell. Instead of looking at the negativity, this is the time you start prepping your home. You start fixing the things that you need to fix, put it in a way that you can present it better for a sale. So, because this is not going to last forever.
no,
And I've still been very busy. I'll admit I was one of the first persons to get scared at first, but the market is still moving forward, and they're going to put the stimulus money and the small business SBA loans into all the small businesses, and they're going to be operational.
I'm sorry, I'm under a light, and my throat's getting really dry, but you're right. And I want to point out something that you mentioned. The generation is changing. I'm 48 years old, and my birthday's coming up real soon. But that's going to change, damn it. Anyways, 48 years old, but I'm smart enough to know that we need to change with this generation. I'm smart enough to know that we have to be computer savvy, tech savvy, we have to get the information across. So I'm going to tell you, Air Real Estate, the way we've changed, we have plenty of Lysol in the office, we have plenty of hand sanitizer, we have extra masks for clients if they want to visit us, and We have the branding product that we can give them so they can be safe. We're also, thanks for the water. We also have taken a lot of measures and we're changing. I didn't expect to go and look for Lysol and hand cleaner and everything for our office, but we're doing it. I didn't expect to have a poster behind me to legitimize my business online, so people know what company I belong with and my phone number. But nevertheless, it's okay. We're gonna get through this. And if I can do it, and I'm 48 years old, I know that our current home buyers and sellers, they're gonna be okay. So that's what this conversation is all about. And we're just gonna keep moving forward. And Sal, do you have any other advice that you might want to give our clients? I have quite a few people that are gonna come through, and we're gonna ask their opinion. And once again, give us your phone number, your information. Anybody wants to reach you, they can reach out to us, and we'll connect you with them. That's not a problem. Anything else you'd like to add?
My advice simply don't panic. The sky is not falling. And the government learned from when the sky was falling in 2008. The sky was falling in 2008. It is not falling now. The market is still moving. If you have any specific questions, call us and we can help your specific questions. My direct number is 312-437-7800, and you can email me at sal, S-A-L, at lawlopez.me. You can call me or Tony if you have any questions, and we'd be happy to spend a few moments to speak with you if you're worried. But don't panic. The market is moving, and the government is already moving forward. Both parties have got together to make sure that this is not going to be a 2008.
Perfect. You are bilingual and you can help any of our clients in English and Spanish, correct?
That is right.
Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. And I have another topic for 2 days from now. I'll invite you to see if you can come back with us. All right?
I would love it.
Thank you so much. All right?
All right, take care.
Not a problem. I'm going to try to get Ron on the line right now. Ron is actually representative of a title company. I want to make sure. Hey, Ron. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, do me a favor if you could get a little closer to your mic, and not only that, if you could tell us who you are, your credentials, and you know what today's topic is?
Okay, thanks for having me on, Tony. My name is Ron Bernardo. I am a sales manager at Prima Title, located in the northwest side of Chicago.
Cool.
So, and Tony brought me on today to kind of reassure everybody that it's not time to be jumping off the cliff. It's a great time to be in the market right now.
Perfect. So you're from Stewart Title. How long have you been at Stewart Title?
12 years.
Okay, and I know that business was great at the beginning of the year, and I know this is going to sound weird the way I'm going to ask it. I'm pretty sure, are you at 0 clients, 0 turnover, 0 closings? Obviously, can you give us the right answer?
No, we still have a lot of closings. It was a little bit of a drop off, but it's by no means something that you wouldn't see in a normal seasonal market. We still have a lot of deals. What we're actually seeing is your residential deals. They're actually trying to move faster. They're not taking as long, so they're trying to get those deals to the table a lot faster, which is actually presented it just got a deal out of the pipeline at a much faster rate. It used to take 60 days or 45 days. We're seeing a lot of close in as little as 30 days. From the time we get the order to the time we're getting the schedule to close. So that's what I've been seeing.
Perfect. So has your title company taken any steps? They implemented anything to assure safety for the closers, whether it's the closers themselves or the clients, the sellers, the buyers, the attorneys? And can you explain a little?
Yeah, we're limiting the number of people that can come to a closing. As far as the buyer's attorney, we are asking realtors, no offense, loan officers, family members. If your family members are there, obviously you can't leave your family at home if you have kids, but we're asking if they bring in another adult to meet them outside or leave them in a car, and not wait inside the office. We are sanitizing the office. A lot of the closings were masks. There were gloves, and every clothing in the office is being cleaned, like it was a hotel room, for instance. And now we're taking every precaution. Not to mention that there's proper steps between closer, the buyer's attorney, and the and the client.
Perfect, perfect. So at Stewart Title, you guys have also ensured the safety for the public, and you've evolved on how to do business with our current situation.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I think that I would say if any of your buyers are out there, or borrowers that are still looking to buy or sell, this is a great time. I mean, I don't know what else, I can't stress it enough. The interest rates are phenomenal. Your ability to negotiate is a lot more in your favor. And compared to the other big markets like LA, New York being the third largest market, our prices are still much more affordable than those comparable markets. I mean, so this is a great place to live. And, man, all things considered, I think I'm happy that I'm employed and I'm happy that I'm working in this industry. I think it's great.
Perfect, perfect. So, I definitely appreciate your time. I appreciate the information, and let's get straight to the point. Are you okay with telling everybody out there that the current market, they need to buy or they need to sell? It's a good time.
Without a doubt. If your lease is expiring and your family's growing and you wanted to buy a house, now is the time to do it. Please do not wait until the traffic gets built back up into the market where everybody's going to be bidding on that house that you want to buy. Right now, you can get to the front of the line, so take the advantage. Don't wait till everybody else wants the house that you want.
Yes, I hate that. I hate the multiple offer situation. That's kind of bad, I think, for the economy, because some people get out of line the way they're bidding, and 2 years later they're asking why their house is still worth the same amount of money. You overbid, you overpaid. So this is a great time to buy, and definitely sellers. There's not that many properties for sale, so the sellers are still in good shape, and it's pretty competitive for them, so they're doing good. Well, I appreciate your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add? And we'd like to have you at another time with another subject, if that's okay. And we'll inform you. We'll give you more time. I know this was such short notice, but I appreciate you coming out. Okay.
No, Tony, I think what you guys are doing is great. I think people need this reinforcement to let people know that it's not all doom and gloom from what you're seeing in the news. Please do not believe what you are seeing from people that aren't looking out for your best interest. You need to talk to your professional locally, and if you trusted them before we were in this pandemic, you should trust them during it, and you should definitely put trust in them afterwards, because I think they're going to see you through it. So if your realtor's telling you it's a good time to buy, you should believe him or her. You should believe Tony, because I think that they're telling you this because it's a fact.
Yeah, thank you so much. And once again, yes, I want to be everybody's realtor. Yes, I want to be your kids' realtors, your grandkids, and everything else. Yes, I want your business, but most important part of me protecting the public is I implore you, please look to our colleagues, get the right information, get the correct information. I know that it's very difficult to trust the media, but what better way than talking to the licensed professionals? I would never give you medical advice, because I'm not a medical doctor. I wouldn't give you mechanical advice on a transmission because I don't specialize in transmissions. I've changed them, but I don't specialize in them. But nevertheless, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I'm going to get to our other guests. And can you give us your name and phone number all over again, and where you work at, just so the public has your information? And if they need to get a hold of you, they'll contact me, and I'll pass you on to client or clientele.
You're Ron Gordano, Plymouth Title, 708-476-3142. You can go ahead and contact Tony. Or obviously, if you want to go sell your house, you should contact Sal Lopez, who I work with. He's the first person you want to call. My job is to make him look good, to make Tony look good, and to say that your last experience is a good one. So, if you want to call me, call them first.
Hey, you're a keeper for our company. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. All right, we're gonna try to call Chris, our favorite attorney, our golden boy, Chris. There he is. I get excited. When I see you.
All right.
Pretty good, pretty good. So, Chris, I thank you for coming back to our next little seminar here and our conversation that we're having. Interesting topic once again. I want to give the information to the public, very important. We are having a lot of phone calls with people being concerned with the current market. you as an attorney, I had on a few guests before you. I want people to hear it from us, the professionals, what is going on currently with the market. I guess the first question right off the bat to an attorney is, are you at 0 deals? So you can clarify. That's a good question.
No, absolutely not.
Perfect.
No. The market's all over the place right now, but it's the economy's all over the place, so real estate's gonna fall right in line with that. But no, I mean, we've seen, we're still getting buyers, we're still getting sellers, people are still buying and selling property. It's just we're facing a few obstacles to get to where you put in a contract, you would actually close on the property. But no, we're still buyers and sellers coming in, and that's all we do is real estate at our law firm.
Perfect. So you agree with me that yes, the market slowed down a little bit, but it's not dead. We need to kill those rumors, because we have a lot of phone calls where even our current buyers, their family members are putting in their 2 cents. My father-in-law owns so many buildings. He bought them in 1970. He says don't buy. And my nephew and the coworker. And as I tell everybody, you have to get it from the licensed professionals. So
Agreed.
I know I asked you kind of a crazy question from the very beginning, but I want to assure everybody, you're still doing business as usual. It may not be super busy like we were doing, but it hasn't dropped to 0. And it really hasn't. I'm going to tell you on our behalf at Air Real Estate, we have slowed down, but we're not at a standstill.
Look, the numbers are down. They're down across the board. That's a given with what's going on. I think we look at the numbers every day and compare them to numbers from last year and the year before. And I know we were taking some dates in March, the end of March, 30th of March, 2019. There was about 350 or so people that went under contract in our area. And our area, just for your reference, is about all the way south to Oak Lawn and then all the way north up to about Vernon Hills. So the big area, and in that area in 2019, March 30th, there was about 350 or so contracts that went under, as opposed to March 30th, fast forward to 2020, had about 15 or 17 contracts that went under on that day. So, spring market Chicago, this is when everything starts booming, and we're seeing numbers that are usually around Christmas time, and even slower than that. But we like to stay on top of the market and make sure we're watching and seeing what's going up and what's going down. But everyone is, I think realtors have it the hardest here, is that you guys are faced with a lot more obstacles now just to get a showing done. You can't do open houses. A lot of sellers are restricting access. Can't show tenants in the unit. There's a lot more hoops that you guys have to jump through to get that buyer under contract. I've heard this virtual showings. I know a lot of realtors are doing virtual showings, but is a buyer really going to fall in love with their dream home off of a video? It could happen. It could happen. But I think that's also another kind of obstacle that you guys are facing as realtors, to get your buyer to fall in love with this house to where they put an offer in on the property. And then as attorneys, we're also facing some restrictions on things that we can do. The city of Chicago is shut down. Town hall is closed. For example, there's 2 items that you really need to do before you close a transaction, and that's certify the water and zoning. You can't do that right now. You have to mail it into the city of Chicago. So they'll get to it. Their answer is they'll get to it when they get to it. So those are the things that you normally need to get prior to closing that are now restricted because of what's going on with the corona pandemic.
Correct. And you know what? Part of what this whole conversation is about in informing the public is maybe we'll get enough views and shares that eventually City Hall, the mayor, even our governor will see the little obstacles that we are struggling with, and maybe they'll facilitate that for us. Maybe they might understand that, and we learned a terrible lesson in 2007, 2008, that if the housing market falls, the country falls. And I know they're being very protective. I don't care if it's red or blue. Right now, everybody's being very protective of that. And I guess they learned from that mistake in that year. So I know that we are hoping to grab the attention of certain people, grab the attention of people that can change this, and even just viewers that might have family and friends that are connected with other people, because we have clients from all walk of life, and we have have professional business relationships from all walks of life. Let's hope we do get the attention of them and they understand, because it takes us to tell them what's wrong so they can fix it. And we're not here to complain or degrade or demean anybody's job. We just want to have a civil conversation about how to fix it. And that's a great point that you point out, that maybe that's a little bit that we need a tweaking, and City Hall to continue to do business. But there's other municipalities that we're not struggling with. There is some that I noticed that they're doing the closings without the city inspection, and I think, can you explain to us a little bit about that?
Yes. I actually have one that's a great, I have a great example. I was, supposed to close the property on Friday, and it's located in Markham. If my realtor's watching, she may know this and know we're talking about her deal here. But the city of Markham, for example, is shut down, and we need a pre-sale inspection from the seller to close the transaction. So there's ways to get it done. One way is by having the seller post some money in escrow to allow the city to reopen. Hopefully, right now I think we're waiting on May 1st is the date that potentially everything could reopen in Illinois, but that's still obviously on hold. And but the idea is the seller would put some money aside as insurance to the buyer, that once the city reopens, they'll do the inspection and any repairs that come along with that inspection. But the title companies are pushing back on that, and that's what I found myself in on Friday. We found ourselves in a scenario where the title company pushed back. They either want an enormous amount of money, which if the seller doesn't have it, you have no closing. And they're thinking, their mindset behind it is, what if the city doesn't reopen May 1st? And we're holding back an enormous amount of money in an escrow account for months until we get this all sorted out. So it's a little tricky, a little bit, you have to maneuver through it. But if you have the resources open, the funds there for the seller to post an escrow, you can close the transaction without getting, for example, city inspection done. I think there's a few other cities. Berwyn and Cicero are very popular cities in our area. They're still running forward, moving forward. You're still able to get things done with those cities. But there are a couple other municipalities around the Chicagoland area, including the biggest one, of course, Chicago, where the water departments, the recorders, the assessor's office are shut down.
Perfect, but the bottom line is we will prevail, no matter what. We will prevail.
I mean, if you're working with people like Tony, you gotta put yourself in. There's deals that are falling apart. The title company has reached out to us numerous times, asking us, "Hey, are you seeing, buyers cancel?" I want to make one thing really clear here, and I've done a couple of these seminars with you and a couple other realtors and their offices. One thing I want to make really clear, and I don't want to sound mean when I say this, but if you have buyers and you're coaching your buyers and you're under contract, your buyer cannot cancel the deal just based on fear of Corona. It's just not a valid cancellation. Now, if the buyer gets laid off, if the buyer loses their work and they're not able to qualify for their loan anymore, if a down payment assistance program has been yanked because they're not funding those loans anymore, that's different. But if we're proceeding forward and everything is ready to go, the buyer cannot cancel just because of their fear of Corona and the markets that we're talking about here.
Right, and part of informing the public and part of our responsibility. It's a great subject you just touched on, because I want to remind all our buyers is that they have to be responsible, and there is consequences if they decide I'm going to cancel just because. There's consequences. I know that realtors can invoice you for their commission. After invoicing can come credit collection companies. I know that, and that's just realtors alone. I don't know how the attorney situation is, but then again, you have sellers that can fight you legally to keep your earnest money as one, and two, there might be some legal consequences there. And the last thing you want to do is think that you can cancel the deal because you'll wait 6 months or a year and figure out how the market is. If you're already involved in a contract, I remind everybody, you're not buying a t-shirt on Amazon. You have to be responsible, and you have to make sure that this is what you want, because there is consequences, legal consequences to being irresponsible. And we are having this conversation so we can prepare our clients to be legally responsible, to make sure they know what they want before it goes any further. I want people to buy because they're ready, not feel that they gotta buy because they don't know, they're uncertain. I don't need a maybe. I want to deal with clients that are ready.
Yeah, and I think that's extremely important, and I don't think a lot of realtors are heeding that advice. And what we're hearing from the title company is that they're seeing an extremely high rate of cancellations. And a lot of those cancellations, if they're not accompanied by a loan denial from the lender, they're not valid based on just fear of what's going on with Corona. So you have to coach, and it sounds like you're perfectly ready to do that. You have to coach the buyer because you're going to put them in a tough spot. It's going to put the professionals in a tough spot because there's really no way to defend unless your lender provides. Of course, if you lose your job or you're out of work and they provide a loan denial, then you're okay. But for the most part, but in this scenario where it's just based on cold feet or based on what's going on in the market, there's no valid cancellation, no valid reason behind that.
Right, and like I said, there's consequences, and I know that I had a conversation 2 weeks ago with a client, and then I know sometimes clients are like, you're just being a salesman. No, I am being your realtor, and I have to give you the proper advice when it comes to home buying. But I always tell everybody, reach out to your attorney, because I'm not an attorney and I don't deal with legal consequences. The best people that are informed and can give us that knowledge would be you guys. And the only thing I do know, that if you don't buy now and you postpone it and you upset somebody and they hurt your credit, you could always fix it by filing bankruptcy. You don't want to do that because you're not going to buy in 7 years.
Sure.
So let's be responsible and let's give everybody the right information. I am giving you the right do's and don'ts, and I know anything that I can say, I can be legally held responsible for or anything. So I'm being very cautious, and I'm trying to say the proper things and protect the public. This conversation is about protecting the public and being responsible.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't want to put your client in a more dire financial situation. Obviously, we understand what's going on in the market, and there's ways to word that to your buyer and say it to them so they understand that this is not us being salesmen. It's about making sure they understand that you've entered into a legally binding contract, and that there's ways to breach that contract. And one of those is by backing out without valid costs.
And to be honest, I had one guy almost cancel, but he asked his attorney the legal consequences, and his thought was like, I can wait a month or I can wait 6 months. And then they explained to him, you can't. You might damage yourself, so please give us a responsible answer. And he decided to continue to buy. And believe it or not, he called me 4 days ago and he said, Tony, best thing I could ever do. And he was ecstatic. He just said it was probably me getting cold feet. And we get a lot of clients with cold feet. But that's okay. I'm pretty sure you've had to walk through a few clients and explain to them that cold feet is normal. We just have to be responsible.
Yeah, and we track that as well. We like to track cancellations at our office. Even before pre-Corona, we've always tracked, how many files we get versus how many are canceling. And we've always tried, within the realm of the contract and within the realm of our duty as an attorney, coach the clients as best they can to understand what will happen after you cancel a contract. In these times now, it's a little bit, more, what's the word? It's just, there's a lot more consequences, like you were saying, to backing out on a deal here without valid cause. But we track it, and we stay on top of it. Once the title company reached out to us and showed us that the numbers are alarming with cancellations, we've made it an extra effort here to coach the buyer, because we've had calls come in that said that, hey, we want to back out, we're not ready, this is scary, and again, we've had to do what you basically said, which is coach them into letting them know, this is really what you want, this is what we can face. It's always good to let the client know what can go wrong, so that they're prepared in the event anything does go wrong.
Perfect. Do you have anything else to add, Chris? Any concerns?
No, I think I'm good. Tony looking sharp. I'm around all weekend. Happy Easter. Let me know if you need anything. I will be around.
Yeah, I know that every year I invite you to my birthday party in case you forgot. In case you forgot, tomorrow's not only Easter.
Birthday.
Tomorrow's my birthday. And a lot of people said I don't smile much sometimes when I'm serious. So I wore this smiley face tie to let everybody know that we're still keeping a bright outlook on everything.
Absolutely. No, we still are. Everything's moving forward.
Okay. Can you give us your name, your number, and the law company you work with?
Of course. It's Chris Kainovic with Teresa Panzica's Law Office. Phone number is 773-457-6630. And since it's Easter weekend, I'll give out my cell too. If you need anything, I'm around all weekend. 773-622.
Can you repeat that phone number? We went blank for a little bit.
Yes, it's my cell number, so you can reach me here at any time. It's 773-450-6622.
All right. Well, you'll be happy to know that next I'm going to talk to the young lady from Chicago Title.
Very nice.
We are making sure that all the licensed professionals get the opportunity to explain to the people out there that it's slowed down, but our market is not dead. That nobody should run amok and nobody should run fear tactics on having them buy or sell or anything else. Right now, it's business as usual. It's not as good as we would like it to be, but we are conducting business. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you guys. Thank you.
All right. So next year we're gonna try to get a hold of Molly. She's here waiting for us. Let's see if we see Molly. Molly!
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Tony.
So glad to see you.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you so much. You remember too. We I think last year you came out to the birthday party, and it's okay. We might have to postpone it, but I think we always throw a pretty decent birthday party for me or Maritza all the time. So.
Yeah, you know what? We'll have to do that as soon as we get behind us.
Not a problem. So, Molly, for everybody out there, we are on Facebook Live, and I know that time goes by so fast, and if you see me take a drink of water, it's because last time the lights got my throat so dry. But can you tell everybody your name, the company you represent, and what your business is in the real estate industry?
I would love to. And first, Tony, I want to just say thank you so much for inviting me to speak with you today and be part of this. I've been watching you, and it's so educational and informative, and I'm happy to be a part of it. My name is Molly Manzella, and I am an account executive for Chicago Title Insurance Company. And my territory is basically DuPage County, but Chicago Title has 30 Chicagoland offices, all the way up to Vernon Hills, and down to Aurora and New Lenox, and all the way out to Sycamore and downtown Chicago. So we have it covered. Basically, as you know, one of the things that's been going on is that this is our spring housing market, and it was really going gangbusters. And since COVID-19, things have slowed down a little bit, but they are anything but dead. And one of the things I wanted to tell you is that from where we're sitting at the title company, at Chicago Title, there are some transactions that have kind of fallen by the wayside, but really only because of verification of employment. If the buyers were in the restaurant industry or the hospitality industry, that has maybe had a bit of an impact. We're hoping that's only temporary, but really there are so many houses listed out there right now. And if you're a buyer and you're either pre-approved and you can prove verification of employment, or you have cash, this is a very good time to buy because it really is a buyer's market. Some of the things that we've encountered in the last month, well, let me just back up a little bit and say how Mayor Pritzker said that the title industry, title insurance, attorneys on real estate transactions, realtors, qualify as an essential service provider or essential service providers, which means that we can continue to do business. So when that first started out, I was flooded with phone calls from customers, realtors, attorneys, basically saying, "Are you open?" And Chicago Title is open, and we've taken some very carefully considered measures to make sure that we protect our customers. And that doesn't mean just our attorneys. That extends to our realtors, and it extends to the buyers and to the sellers. So what do I mean by that? We have asked that only the parties signing documents at the closing attend the closing. And generally that usually means just the buyer's attorney and the buyers. We are sending free Federal Express labels to our seller's attorney to get those doc pre-signed and FedEx those in so that they do not have to even come into the building. We are, like everybody though, everything's being sanitized all day, every day. We don't ever use the same pen twice. If you touch a pen, it's yours. So one of the things that we've been doing too is we've initiated a program called curbside closings. And what this means is that we've been asking lenders for the lender's package in advance. So what they do is that they will virtually, the buyer's attorney and the lenders, they can either meet, or virtually they can go through the loan package, explain, the buyer's attorney can explain everything that's the buyers have to sign, where they have to initial, what it all means. And then at the designated closing time, the buyers can pull up right in their car, call us in our lobby and say, we're here. We will bring out the documents to them, the originals. They can sign. When they're done, they let us know. We take the documents back. We review, we notarize, make them a copy, and fund. So we can bring the documents right to the car. The parties never even have to come into the building. So we're trying to make this app as secure as possible for everybody. So if people are hesitating because they're afraid to go to a closing, or they're afraid to be with other people, we've really taken so much of that anxiety out of the transaction. And we're really working very closely with our attorneys and realtors to make sure that everybody knows the process and everybody feels safe.
Perfect. And Molly, it's always a pleasure, and it's amazing. I wanted to have you on since last week. I am doing a few of these Facebook Lives approximately every 2 days to inform the public. I was a little hurt. I couldn't get a hold of you last week. You were MIA, and we were concerned with your health, and we were praying for you as you found out when we got a hold of you. But I really feel the most important part of this conversation is the title companies. You guys are going to tell us, because I can tell everybody that, you know, the sun came out today, but that doesn't really legitimize the truth of what's really going on with the market. And I know that, like I said, let me recap. I have 4 current deals that are in my pipeline. I have 4 current clients that we're looking for properties for. We have 2 people that want to list with us. So we have the business out there. It's not what it was in January and February, but we have the business. And I gotta say, I expected my business to triple this year, and it's kind of doing the same thing I did last year, and that's okay. I'll take it. We appreciate it. We're not slow. We, as you know, we have other realtors in our office. Me and Maritza are doing, I think, a hell of a job to bring them in. Maritza's our managing broker. She takes the time to explain everybody, every contract, every conversation. We bring in everybody, every email. We are helping our realtors be as professional as that can be, like always. And then we are practicing safety. I know that it's very difficult to get hand sanitizer, Lysol, masks, even gloves and footwear to walk into somebody's house. I know there's certain conditions that they're putting about showing houses. I'm not a big firm believer, Molly, let me tell you. I don't think I'm going to spend that $700,000 on a house that I can't walk into. I don't care how pretty of a camera and virtual tour you want to convince me. I got to touch it and feel it. We're actually, we should have been, I know there's another state, but we should have been the show me state. Because if we don't see it, we're not going to buy it. I'm not putting down the other realtors or whatever. I just feel that by taking the preventative measures, we are going to give people the confidence they need to, first of all, be able to walk into a location that might be empty, that they can view, that they would be interested in possibly buying, that could definitely help them do their next step up in life. And I don't think we can do that by any camera. I know that we're tech savvy, as you can see. Once you see this Facebook Live from home, or if you've been watching,
I've been watching.
You're probably wondering, like, how are they getting all this to work and coincide and going on Facebook Live? Because there's several pieces of equipment to make this happen. So once again, as I mentioned before, you know, Jessica Andrade. By the way, let me take the time real quick, Molly. It is a great pleasure and honor to tell everybody out there that my daughter, Jessica Andrade, has just got notifications from DePaul University that she will be receiving her bachelor's degree through Mayo, unfortunately, for psychology from DePaul University, and I'm so proud of her. And here's the best part. Jessica has decided to venture into law school.
Very good. I'm glad to hear it. Congratulations to Jessica.
Yeah, so everybody out there is like, you understand and believe what I do. I believe in teams. I believe in harmony. I believe in empires. I believe in just all of us working together to achieve the ultimate goal. And I believe in our clients are not a number. Our clients are very personal. I take that very personal. I love that responsibility, and it is something that I take dearly. I think you've gotten to know me,
Yes.
and I think you.
I know you do. I know you do, and I definitely feel that you come from a genuine place and you really want what's best for people, and you're not leading them down the primrose path. You're very authentic and upfront, and you are knowledgeable, and I definitely think that you're always trying to bring your people up. I would say that. And I know I've been here all along, working very diligently. As you can imagine, once Governor Pritzker put the shelter in place in order, we've had a lot of questions, a lot of phone calls from the public, like I said, our attorneys, our realtors, about, well, what do we do now? How is this going to work? We also have to keep a low, try to keep as few people in the office as possible and protect everybody. So there's just been a lot of facilitating transactions, a lot of questions about what happens if the buyers want to pull out. I know your last attorney, he spoke to that. Buyers could lose their earnest money if it's not for a legitimate reason. The lender, obviously, if their loan application is denied, that is a legitimate reason. And you know more about that than I would. But I do think that most people don't know what the title company is, or even what title insurance is. They deal with their realtor first, they deal with their attorney, but what they don't know is that everything comes together at the title company at the closing. We have to follow the seller's instructions, the buyer's attorney's instructions, the lender instructions. There are realtors, there's earnest money. We have to take care of the title clearance. Everything happens at the closing. It's like the last piece before there's that transfer of title and the new owners can take those keys. And we understand that. And one of the things we try to do is we try to be a source of information for everybody with whom we work. Realtors, attorneys, the public, and let them know, here's what we do, here's how we do it, and these are the next steps. So we've made all these changes and adjustments. I think you're gonna see more changes and adjustments as we ride through this. And I do think that once we get on the other side of this, there's gonna be a big snapback, and people are gonna be wanting to buy and sell, more urgently than ever. So if you're one of those parties that have the pre-approval and can get your provide loan verification or have cash, this is a great time to buy.
Right, and not only that, let me remind you that at Air Real Estate, and I never thought about it to be a slogan, but it's the way I live my life. Never problems, only solutions. And you mentioned about employment verification. I want to remind everybody out there that employment verification can be done through an email nowadays. So that is a great tool that I tell everybody, okay, so the office may not be open, the grocery store, the barber shop where you work at might not be open, but your boss still can verify through email that you are employed and will continue to be employed. So that's one thing I want to point out to everybody is that you got to find, even within my colleagues, of course, once again, I want you to use me. I think I'm a great realtor. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm going to protect your money like it's mine. And Molly knows that whatever I say, I stand on it. I'm stubborn and it's my way and it's always going to be, but I mean good. I mean good and I listen. I listen to our clients. I listen to the other side. I listen to the attorneys. I listen to our title reps. I listen to the loan officers, and part of what I've learned to do is harmonize everything. Because that's the only way this is going to get done. If you want to get to the closing table, you have to work with people that are willing to work. Oh my God, that's the key word. You have to work with people that are willing to work, and we don't have problems, we only have solutions. So at Air Real Estate, Molly, you know where my heart is. We are dedicated to our clients. Please give me a call. I always forget to introduce myself. Tony Andrade, Maritza Andrade, Air Real Estate. We're in Glendale Heights, Illinois. My number's right behind me. As you can see, I had to evolve to do business from home. I'm in my home office, so you see my poster that'll legitimize me a little bit with our advertising. My number is 773-209-5705. Give us a call. Molly, is there anything else you can add? Is there any concerns? Do you have any questions for us? I didn't ask anybody. Maybe you have a question for us as realtors.
You know what? I basically just talking to you this week and catching back up and hearing what you've been doing. I just feel like one of the things, probably the most important thing you can do is what you're doing, which is getting information out to the public, to your customers, letting them know that the housing market, we're still getting orders in every single day. Contracts are still being signed every single day. If you're one of those people that's able to do that right now, this is a great time to do that.
Perfect. Here's
Thanks for having me.
not a problem. And here I'm going to end with this. Ironically, the market is still decent. The market is still going. Right now, when I'm done with this, I have to run to my office. I have Maria, the young lady works at Menards here in Glendale Heights. I'm going to run to the office because she's submitting a contract today. I'm telling everybody the market is not dead. We slowed down. We're not slow. We slowed down. There's a big difference. But we're still getting the contracts out there. And thanks to people like you, Molly. Thanks to our great attorneys that we had talked. The other title rep, the guy from Stewart Title, Ron, he was on here with us. Thanks to everybody involved. We all work as a team. I want to thank you guys personally because people forget about everybody else in the background. You're awesome, Molly.
Thank you so much. So are you, Tony. And if anybody needs to reach out to me, they can reach me at molly.manzella@ctt.com. Thanks for having me and happy birthday, Tony.
Thank you so much. All right. And if you want to get a hold of Molly, through me, you can give us a call, me or Maritza. If you have any questions directly from Molly, get it from the source. Get it from the licensed professionals. Get it from the people that are working currently to bring these deals together. Thank you so much, Molly. I know this is new to you, but if you look on the right-hand corner, you can exit out.
No, I know how to do it. I've had a lot of house party talk.
Nice. All right. So, hey, maybe tomorrow during the little birthday celebration here at the home, we might stream the little house party and use the app for what it's named for.
There we go. As you should.
Thank you so.
Sure. Take care. Bye, Tony.
You got it. All right, everybody out there. This is Tony Andrade, Maritza Andrade, Air Real Estate here in Glendale Heights, Illinois. Just want to remind everybody that we need to be responsible. We need to talk to the licensed professionals. We need to get the right questions and answers from the licensed professionals. I'm not a medical doctor. Don't call me and ask me questions. Don't tell me how a respirator works because that's not my realm, and it wouldn't be fair to you for me to give you misinformation. And unfortunately, right now, we are getting misinformation. The market's not dead. Let's keep going. Let's stay alive. We will prevail no matter what. It's every 100 years, baby. Every 100 years, if we look at our history, we're still here. We're still here. We come from a thick bloodline because we come from a bloodline of people that made it. So I encourage you. Thank you so much once again. Let's thank Jessica and the rest of the team, Maritza Andrade, that are behind the scenes having this done. And see you soon, guys. Thank you so much.